What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys. I am with Mike Monge, and we are in the Mike Monge Man Cave. And it's pretty awesome. Mike, if you don't mind, I'm going to take some pics after this, and I'll post it up on Ultrazilla Toys. But today, we are here to review this guy right here, and that is the Matty Collector Lion-O. Please forgive the video sound a little bit, though there's some work being done upstairs, and that's out of our control. So, didn't know it was going to be happening today, but I've been meaning to come by. Mike might be moving out of here soon, so I really wanted to check out... Oh! There goes my Lion-O. Wanted to check out this place before he did leave, and it's awesome. So, lots of hot toys up here. Very, very cool stuff. So, pay attention to that. Ultrazilla Toys on Facebook. But let's talk about this. So this is a review. It's different, a little different for the page. I don't usually do the reviews like this, but I thought like this would be a cool little discussion review of this figure because you know this line, Matty Collector line, way better than I do. Oh, yeah. I only have very, very limited experience. I bought the trap jaw, the Filmation trap jaw. I hated it. I sold it already. But I really wanted this Lion-O, and I'm a little more, I'm a lot more happier with this than I was with that, but it's not perfect. Mm-hmm. So, in your experience, like, with this line, how does this Lion-O rate, just as, you know, compared to the rest of the figures in the line?
I found a lot of the decision-making to be a little odd. A lot of the small nuances and details just seemed a bit off on this figure. The grip on the hand of the sword, that's a big complaint that I hear, and it's odd. It's you get extra hands for the other hand, but not this one, and just little nuances. This sculpt right here is I find a little odd. I mean, it's beautiful altogether. It's a nice display piece. You know, great detail. Some things I would like to have seen different or changed.
But compared to like what you've seen before in the line, like the He-Man stuff, like
I mean. Matty Collector consistently would knock it out of the park with small details and beautiful figures. They're He-Man, Masters Universe classics, especially in the beginning. Just the decision making, the things that they would do, little details, beautiful figures. Like
you think they just gave up? You think they just like
feels that way? It feels like
it's like we already promised these. Let's just get it out as quick and easy as possible.
It feels like a lot of rushed decision making, yes. You know, whereas like there was such a minute attention to detail that we're used to in the other collections. That this is Lion-O. It's a special figure. It's a new kickstart for them, but that ended up falling flat too. So you get the feeling that I mean the sculpt is beautiful. It's there. The work is there, but. It's just it's like those last minute decision making that seems to have dropped the ball for me. Yeah. So
I mean, I think as on a whole, you know, the figure is pretty nice. It's like again, I'm much happier with this than I was with Trapjaw. He's a nice figure. It's a nice sculpt for the most part, you know. My one complaint, and we were talking about this earlier, was that I wish they gave him a like growling face or like showing his teeth. He just looks sad. Like this is a sad Lion-O. Like, you know?
Yeah, they're not. You're not getting the sense of. You're not getting the sense of a cat person. I think if you have the bottom teeth showing somehow, or like a little bit of a growl, something that, like some kind of a sculpt.
And don't get me wrong, it's a decent face here. You know,
it's a nice face, yeah.
But like, it's not what it could be.
I think it's a little too humanoid. Like I think for Lion-O, you want a little more of a beast kind of feel for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point to bring up with the face.
That was the one thing. Like when it first came out and I saw it, I was like, oh, there's no extra like face here, no extra head. Which is fine, but you know, like this is not what I want. You know, on display you're gonna have him in like an action pose, and you want him to have an action face. Again, he just looks like sad Lion-O here. I don't know. He's not even like... He's just sad. I can't... There's no other way to describe it. He just doesn't... He's not into it. He's like, oh man.
Especially
gonna
Lion-O, yeah, like the Thundercats is it's a dynamic cartoon.
Yeah.
You want, like,
I mean, look at the box. If you've seen the box, you know, you probably saw it on my video already, and on or on my Facebook page. The box is gorgeous. Like the drawing on it is so perfect, and he's growling, and he's like 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 that's what you want from Lion-O. You know, like this is not what you want. Sorry again for all of that. It's a little sad, you know, because the sculptors there, like, you know, this, the glove, you said the shield, and I forgot that it's actually called something like a shield. Like, I think it looks great. This probably looks like the nicest thing on him is that shield. I love it. But let's talk about what one of those bad decision-making processes they did. So you have like a really cool idea here. You know, you put the small sword into it, which is like, yeah, but it works. Yeah. You know, now the one on him here, like the sword doesn't come out, and it's really annoying because you can't display him with that on him and the short sword in his hand. You can't do it. So it's like, it's going to be a really boring display if you're just displaying it with this on him there, you know, like, he's just, you know, which is fine for his face, because he's not doing anything. Apparently, Matty didn't want you to do anything with this figure. They just wanted you to display him sitting on your shelf, being sad. You know, like, because that, to me, goes hand in hand with this head sculpt, in a way, like, because it just doesn't make sense why you would sculpt it this way. This was fine. You know, give us this to hook on and then be able to, like, stick the sword in. That's all we really needed. You know, like, you didn't really need to do anything else. But you did.
It's odd. Again, it just seems like maybe like a time-saving technique to just have this like this and not really... It's odd.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing we'll say, and I've heard this before, and I know you have the problem, is, like, his gripping hand, like it's a really odd position. Like his thumb is sticking up.
Yeah.
So, like this camera wants to focus on us and not the figure, unfortunately. But, like, yeah, his thumb is sticking up there, and it really, like, he holds it fine in mine. Because my pinky is like, this is an observation I made seeing the two figures next to each other, is my pinky comes out a little bit more than Mike's pinky here. And like, it's staying fine now, but yeah, as you can see, it's like, it gets floppy faster. Yeah, and I've seen that happen in a couple of reviews already. Like, that's, you know, something, I just don't understand this grip. Like, I really don't. I don't know if he held the sword like this a lot on the show. I don't remember. But it just doesn't make sense for a figure. You know, like, the way they have it. It just, you know, it is what it is. The sword does look nice, though.
No, yeah, it's beautiful.
The Sword of Omens looks beautiful.
The metallic tone on top of the very flat tone, it's nice.
Yeah.
The paint job is well done.
Very well done. I have no complaints about this. It came out pretty damn good. So, I like that. You know, overall, paint-wise, he's kind of simple, you know, but it looks good. Like, it's, you know, for the most part. There's some imperfections, and, like, you hate to see it on a collector's line. You know, like around his boot on mine, like, is not so hot. And then, and this has been the widespread thing, you know, the symbol there is, like, it's all over the place. Like, mine is more centered, Mike's is, like, lower.
Do it side by side.
Yeah. If you can tell.
Two batches side by side.
So, yeah, his is a little lower. Mine has a little, you know, paint missing on the very, very bottom. And a little bit out, you know, like, if you've seen Pixel Dan's video of this, his is really bad, the paint. So, a really poor job there. And this is what you hate to see on a collector's line. Because it's like, if you're gonna charge more, and this is what I keep saying, you're paying for the box.
Yeah.
Because the box, you know, the boxes they've made for these are incredible.
I have the box here.
Yeah, if you want to grab it, like, that's really nice. And I think that's what you're paying for, because honestly, these are, like, normal, like, you know, like retail figures to me.
A mailer.
Yeah, it's like really nice. Like they do a good job with the box. Like I just, you know, like you get the mailer and then you get like the interior box, which is cool. It's sculpted, you know, like it's really cool. I don't know. They do a better job with that. So that's what you're really paying for. You're not paying for like, you know, more elite paint, you know, better paint. You're not paying for that. You're getting like a store quality, you know, figure for the most part, right? Like I mean, through 2 figures, I don't see any differences here than I see in like a Marvel Legends and here's a Marvel Legends right here. Like he's smaller, sure, so he should be a little bit more expensive. But then you look at NECA. NECA like are bigger figures with way more paint apps, you know, and they charge less.
Yeah.
Like it, you know, like Diamond Select too, like Marvel Selects, same thing, you know, like. So what you're paying here is the box, and I don't know. You know, the articulation, like just to cover it real quick, is pretty basic, you know, like for this type of figure, right? Like this seems like very similar to the Trapjaw I have and the Dark Knight Batman figure
basic,
is the same, that like basic, you know,
it's the basic, yeah, Matty Collector buck.
Yeah, so there's nothing different here. There's not much to go over. If you've seen one, you've probably seen them all. It works. Like for Thundercats, it's nice to see like something like this. I don't know. It just works. It looks good. I wish they just did a few things differently. Like give me a different head, and you know, the glove thing that like really bothers me. So I mean, but otherwise, it's a good figure. It's not bad, you know. Like, and the shading is different. Like, it's very like it's only on the skin tones. And it varies, like mine is like barely there. Like you see a little bit on the arm. Mike's has more heavy shading there. You can see it right there. Look at that. Like way more than mine does. So yeah, like mine is like you can't even see anything on mine. Like
oh yeah,
there's a big difference there. You know? So it's like it's so faint on mine that I need a different light to actually see it. Like I needed to bring this outside before to go, oh yeah, like, there's a little bit on there, but it's not enough. Like if you see what Super 7 is doing with the Ultimate figures, you know, hopefully that's what they'll look like in the production run, because there's more paint than I've seen, and I've seen a lot of Mike's figures now here than even the ones that are here. So I hope that's what they look like, you know, because there was some nice shading on those figures. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
Like they're putting a little more work into it, and that's gonna be great. Like I'm a huge He-Man fan from way back when. I really would like to get into collecting He-Man figures and Thundercat figures. There's been no word about Thundercats from Super 7 yet, but it's part of the deal, so I'm sure we'll see something soon. You know, but we'll see. Like, we'll see what they do overall. I just, you know, I know the 4 Horsemen have, like, sent in a lot of designs already, so it's going to be more of the same. It's just a matter of how their delivery system and how they're going to work it. So, but as for Lion-O, I think he's a good figure. I wouldn't go crazy unless you're a huge Lion-O fan about trying to get this on the aftermarket, honestly, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're a big Thundercats fan, like, and you want to pay a little more, I can see it.
But as far as like the 6-inch scale is concerned, this is the best Lion-O figure to come out so far.
Oh, I think so. I mean, like, I can't even recall what's like the last one.
There was a Bandai one.
The Bandai ones, right? Yeah. And that was like a different, totally different Lion-O, wasn't it?
They did the new one, but then they did the older version.
Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah. See, I was out of collecting at that point, so.
Yeah. But this one, I think this one's a little better than that. Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, yeah, like Mike's saying, go for it.
Yeah.
If you, because you can't get it anymore on Matty Collector, but you know, if you find it for a good price, I would say like $40 and under.
Yeah.
Right? Like $30 to $40, fine. If you want to pay more than that, then you just gotta value your own fandom, because there's definitely problems here. All right, so we had a little bit of a little problem there, technical difficulties. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, and a phone call stopped the video. But just to get back to, you know, what we were saying about, like, you know, buying it, you know, I think if you pay $30 to $40, you're cool. Anything more than that, then, you know, just be, you know, prepared. It's not perfect. You know, it does have some imperfections, but it's like, it is a nice figure. So, and your mileage may vary on that. Like, you decide on that, past that. Definitely could recommend it between 30 and 40 bucks. Heck, like, this figure cost 45 bucks you know, with everything, you know, like tax and shipping.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I already paid more than 40 bucks.
Yeah, I actually think I paid 50. Well, as soon as he sold out, what happens is so many people buy multiple, you know, multiples of this character, and then they go straight to eBay.
Yeah.
But then they flood the market anyway. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it is what it is. You know, you pick it up if you want to. I like it though. I do. I you know, I'm happy to have him. I won't be displaying it with like this on the side. So he's gonna be, you know, with the gauntlet, shield, whatever, and his sword, and that's about it. You know. So that's all I got, folks. Thanks. Whoa. Thanks again to Mike Monge for hosting this noisy.
That's Mum-Ra upstairs.
Mum-Ra's upstairs.
So he's,
Review. You know, I'm glad we got to talk about this a little bit together because, you know, you're the biggest Matty collector I know.
Thanks.
So, and there you go, guys. Until next video. Peace out, peeps.
Peace out.